Good morning, everybody. I hope your day is off to a fabulous and creative start. And if not, that's what I'm here for. My name is Nilay Patel. I'm the owner, designer, and educator here at SilverSilk and more. And my job is to bring you guys fun, inspirational ideas for how to use SilverSilk. This is a live show, and so mostly anything can happen, but it also means that I get to talk to you guys. So if you've got a comment or a question, please leave it in the chat feed, and I can do my best to find it and answer the questions as they happen. But otherwise, I'm going to say hi to some friends that are tuning in. Hi, Robin. Miss Sally is in the house over from YouTube. We got Miss Maria Hammershock, always front row and center. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Today's project is relatively easy. It is a pair of earrings for when you're on the go and you need a quick, fun, fabulous holiday earring idea that you can gift to someone. And I think these are perfect. They're very, very dangly. They have great movement. But most of all, they show off this great sparkle because I'm using these really amazing materials that I was able to procure with SilverSilk because of a special pipe chain, and then some other materials that I was able to find. One being, or several, I guess, being some beads from Jill's warehouse, Jill Weisman's warehouse, which is always fun to shop through. I am gonna do some quick stuff here on the back end. And I'm going to flip my camera around so that you guys can see what's on the table. And we'll just kind of get into it. All right. The first thing I want to start with is showing you the project that we're making. This is the earring. And you can see it's got a few baubles there at the end. I wanted to keep it very lightweight, very fun and flirty, lots of movement. And I really wanted to make the pipe chain the center focus. This is a custom-made pipe chain for the holiday season. I wanted to knit over white silicone tubing. And what's knitted over that is green tinsel. So you see a little bit of sparkle and flash of the green because all over both of those things is red wire. So you got red, you got the green, you got the white. It's all kind of just melded together into a beautiful, harmonious, very flexible and high-end looking chain, if I do say so myself. And it is topped off with some pipe chain end caps, of course, to give it that lovely polish. Hi, good morning, Kim, over from YouTube. And we've got some chain here at the bottom with a couple beads and some easy technique. That's what we're doing. We're doing some easy technique to construct this together. All right, let's go over the tools. You will need a pair of chain nose pliers. You will need a pair of round nose pliers, and you'll need a pair of cutters. Both the chain nose pliers and the round nose pliers are from a company called Weber's, and my cutters are Lindstrom cutters. So that's what I'm using today. It's what I've been using for most of my tutorials. And if you do need a more robust list of tools and the materials that I'm about to go over, you can find it in the video description below. Do leave a comment and make sure to like and subscribe to the video and the channel as if you like this content and want to see more of it. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do the one earring, and then I'm going to just ask you guys to double up on the materials to make two earrings. Pretty easy. We've got an earring hook. We've got a little cutting of pipe chain, which I just kind of talked about already, and I'll show you guys real up close. Excuse the manicure. I need to paint my nails this week, but isn't that just pretty? Absolutely stunning. And what's great is you can cut pipe chain or any of the SilverSilk chains to any length, really, whether it's short like this or longer lengths, and you will still not have to worry about any sort of fraying or undoing of the actual chain itself. And it comes in 8 different lines that you can purchase from and get creating with. You can find a giant video library tutorial, try saying that 3 times, over on YouTube, over on my YouTube channel, and find all the different inspirations and styles that you can make with the different lines of SilverSilk. Alrighty, I've got my pipe chain end caps. These are custom made and custom plated for pipe chain. This particular plating and the other 5 colors that are associated in my line of findings all match each other. So you're not going to have any inconsistency with different colors and shades of different metals. They're all brass base, which is very high quality metal. And then over that is a high quality plating of, in this case, it's silver. And you get this beautiful high gloss silver plating over it. And the size is just perfect. You also can see that my stamp is on, let's see if I can go real close with this. It's on the actual end cap itself. You see the SS on there. So they are my end caps. Okay, so you'll need 2 per earring. I've got a little cute starburst bead. They're in silver. Can't go wrong with silver. I've got these adorable little Czech round, flat coin shaped beads. It's a kind of an unusual color. It's between green and blue. I called it mint. It's the only word that came to mind. And they have a hole through the center of it, and they are from the Czech Republic, and found them immediately. Had to have them from Jill's Warehouse, and thought about this holiday season for them. Just gives an extra brighter color to the palette that I'm working with here. So you'll need a couple of those, and of course a chain link, which it doesn't have to be this oval shape, but I just kind of like how linear this earring is. You can use a different shaped link if you want to. All I ask is that it's in silver, so it sort of matches the entire metal set that I've got going here. And normally I'm a mixed metal kind of guy. I kind of just kept it very streamlined for this project. I will also say that you can use the same silhouette of the earring, meaning all of these different parts and pieces that are connected together, but just in a different palette. And so if you don't have these same check shaped beads, then you can substitute it with whatever's in your inventory, just using the same techniques. So very easy. Hi, Teresa. Oh, shared to 4 groups. Thank you. You are a sweetheart. Y'all give some snaps to Teresa, or just a digital hug if you can. She is our brand ambassador for our SilverSilk Silkies Facebook group and does an amazing job of keeping you guys in the loop of all the stuff going on in SilverSilk land. Whenever I'm not able to talk to you guys on the group, she is so kind to share that information and pass it along to you guys on my behalf. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to go ahead and just start assembling this. The other components that you'll need is some wire. I'm working with 18 gauge, but you can also use 20 gauge wire for this project. I do use Softflex craft wire. It is an excellent craft wire that is very high quality. It's got a good flexible bend to it. It's just fun to work with. It's forgiving on the fingers, which we all love. And this thickness is particularly perfect for passing through the pipe chain. So you'll just need a little snippet of that. I'm going to just take off a couple inches of it. And finally, you'll need 3 head pins, which look like this. Also from my store, they are brass based with the high quality metal plating on them. And they are about 24 or 22 gauge. They're in between that size, just if you're wondering. Okay, so I'm going to straighten this head pin out because it's not cool that it is a little bit bent. I want it to be super straight. Just going to grab a pair of nylon jaw pliers and straighten that little guy out. And I think what I'm going to start with is going ahead and making my baubles. So I'm just going to string my beads on. And I want my bauble to be pretty well made, of course, but also I want that loop because I'm going to make a simple loop, but I want it to be close to the bead. So I'm going to string my head pin right through it. I'm going to grasp onto the bead and just fold that wire straight up so that it's right butted up against that bead, that fold that I just made. That's going to ensure that my wire loop is going to be consistently round, but also it's going to just look very handsome when it's done. I hope it does. So I'll try not to fail you guys. I'm going to cut to a half inch so that I've just got a little bit of wire sticking out there. The idea here is to take your round nose pliers and we're going to make them fairly on the smaller size loops. So I'm going to be closer up within my pliers rather than being down here. The further you go down into your pliers, the bigger the loop is going to be. That's just how the mandrel is. And I want for these earrings to have smaller loops to be a little bit more design discreet. So I'm going to just start rolling it. And you'll see that I get to a point where it still looks pretty goofy, but I've got my roll started. And anytime typically that you start off making a roll with your wire and round nose pliers, you're going to have this little straight edge right on the end of your loop as you're first making it. I'm going to chop that loop off because it's going to not look as round as possible whenever I fold all of this in together. And I'll continue clipping it if there's extra bits of wire that I haven't rolled up into my loop. So I'll just keep going. You could see that it's still not right over my bead yet. So I'll just clip a little bit more off. And by clipping it off, it keeps my round loop shape, but also allows me to eliminate any extra wire to get this nice and perfectly round, as you can see here. Okay, that is a handsome loop. And I'm going to do that for all of my beads here. So all 3 beads. Okay. I know these tiny beads are a little bit small and can be a little awkward holding them. But once you kind of get that first bend with your wire finished, then it's a little bit easier. And I would not recommend doing this with your pliers. I would do it with your fingers. It's so much easier, and you'll get something actually more precise with your hands, believe it or not. Okay, just grasp it kind of in the same spot, start rolling it. Not quite there yet. So the amount that you have left is what you'll clip off. That one did hit me. Okay, I still have a little bit left, so I'm just going to go ahead and clip just a teeny bit. And if you're really scared of clipping the wire off, just go in little increments. You don't need to clip a whole lot off to get this working. Okay, I'm just going to straighten that out. And boom, got another one done. And I'll do my last one here. Grab my materials. Okay. There we go. Just go ahead and start bending it. And you can always correct it. See how it's like off completely? But that's okay, because what I'm going to do is actually use my pliers to fix everything at the end, my chain nose pliers. Mostly I'm just concerned about meeting that loop to the end of where I need it. And then now all I'll have to do is just flip it up. As such, it did ruin my beautiful bend, but I think I can make it again, sort of. Or actually, what I can do is grasp the loop and then just bend this back. There we go. It's really awkward with those smaller beads, but it's fine. Okay, it's still not quite there yet, and I am a perfectionist, so I'm just going to go ahead and bend that back and try again. Okay, and I'm going to flip this up, actually. There we go. Hopefully I haven't marred that too much. There we go. Okay, that'll do. And now I can kind of connect the centerpiece together. So I'm going to grab my little sliver of wire that I cut earlier. And in fact, yeah, I've got enough. Okay, I'm going to start doing the same thing. I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. I'm going to make these loops fairly smaller, but you'll also notice that I've got a not quite a blunt end. And that's okay, because what I'm going to do is start my loop. I'll have that little not rounded edge there. So I'm going to clip that off anyway. And it won't matter if you need necessarily a blunt end because it's rounded now. And I'm just going to go ahead and form my Q-shaped loop, as you can see there. And I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to crack the neck so that my loop is nice and symmetrical. So you'll just take your chain nose pliers, grasp onto the neck of your Q-shaped loop, and then push back toward or pull back toward you so that you've got a nice symmetrical shaped loop there. Okay. And I'm going to actually use my chain nose pliers to just correct this a little bit. There we go. It's sort of leaning to one side. I'm going to string on my pipe chain end cap. I'm going to string on the pipe chain. Okay, just push that right into the end cap. You might have to kind of squeeze in the ends a little bit to get that wire nice and organized and tidy, but it should fit in there. And then I'm hoping I have enough wire here. If not, I might have to clip a longer piece now that I'm looking at it, because that is probably not going to be enough to make a loop, and I do not want to mess this up. So let me undo that and grab my wire again and make a bigger cutting this time. I always underestimate. This is why it's good to cut a little extra just in case. Let's do that again. Ooh, there we go. Got a grip on my pliers. Off. Okay. Grab that neck. You could see me doing this again, I guess. And twist back to get that nice round shaped loop. Adrian over from Facebook, I'm seeing some questions now. Hi, Sarah Joyce. Good to see you on cam. What size is your cap and the silver mesh wire? That's a great question. So as I'm stringing this, the cap is, it has a 3 millimeter, maybe 3.5. It's very incremental. Inner diameter, so that it makes it easy to insert the end cap into right over the pipe chain. The pipe chain itself is about 3.25 millimeters, if I'm getting real technical. And so that's what makes it a precision fit, though. It's because all of this sort of fits together perfectly, and there's no gaps, as you can see in my actual end caps, because some of those bead caps and stuff can have a little bit of a moving gap room with it whenever you've like stuffed everything in. These don't. This is quite seamless, and it's pretty discreet, I think, compared to some other end caps out there. So something to think about. They are a little bit more on the pricier side, but you do get what you pay for with the end caps. I will say that. So, okay, same thing here. I'm going to just bend this forward, get that nice 90-degree angle bend right over my bead cap, or my end cap. Here I am calling it a bead cap. And I am going to clip off the wire until I get a 1/2 inch extra there. And then I'm going to grab my round nose pliers, place the tip of my pliers right over the end of the wire, and then I'm going to just start to fold it back toward me. And you can see I've got that gap going there, so I'm just going to clip that end bit off and continue rolling it toward me. Okay, there we go. And you can see that my loops are facing different directions. What I want to do is make them face the same direction. So I'll just take my loops and I'm going to grasp one of them and flip the other one over to where they're facing the same side. And don't worry about the end caps not having the imprint on the same exact size. Their sides, sorry. They're gonna shift around a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. They're pretty discreet anyway. So it looks like this is all set up. I just want to kind of straighten out my pipe chain end caps there and get it all nice and lined up. And now I'm ready to connect all this stuff together. So I'm going to open up my simple loop that I just made, slip in my chain link. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my starburst bead simple loop. Place my chain inside, close that up. And here's the fun part, because I didn't actually connect both of these to the chain link. I connected one of the beads to the chain link and then the other bead to my simple loop. That's what made it staggered, and something to keep in mind whenever you're connecting all this together, because you don't want it to just all plop down at the bottom. You want it to have that movement motion, and you can only really do that if it's staggered. So I'm going to connect it directly to the simple loop of the pipe chain. Okay, just like that. I'll hold it up and show you guys. Pretty easy. You can even connect way more beads on there if you wanted to. Again, more beads equals more weight, so just keep that in mind whenever you're assembling this together. Right now, it's very lightweight. I will say that for sure. Pretty user-friendly. And I think this is opened enough to where I could slip it in. Yeah. So then you just slip in your earring hook, and you've got an adorable pair of earrings that are on the go to gift to someone. And I don't know, I feel like they don't have to be holiday necessarily. These would also make good fall season earrings, which I know we're past fall, but I think the silver and the green are just kind of one of those colors that matches with a lot of stuff in your wardrobe. If you've got those items there, and if not, time to shop. All right, so I'm gonna flash a few comments. I left my mouse on the other table. Cheryl, hi Cheryl, says, love the design, thank you. Miss Kimberly, Kim Olson Harris, these are super cute and look super easy. Definitely are. I like to keep the tutorials as streamlined as I can. Sometimes they're not, but hopefully I've walked you through the techniques to give you guys what you need to be able to create the designs replicate. Hi Sarah, says so cute. Teresa brought up a good point. Visit the SilverSilk pop-up shop and store to find the special components, pipe chain, and kits currently available. That's right. Thank you, Teresa. Maria says, what a quick and beautiful earring. I'll definitely be taking this to all the seasons. Yes, for sure. I think even switching up the colors would help to make it more of a very like evergreen seasonal type of look. Kathy is asking what size is the chain link. That's a good question. The real answer is in the video description, but I'm going to give you my best answer. I believe it is about 4 millimeters wide by 13 millimeters tall. But again, I would check the video description because off memory, I can't really, I don't really know. But that would be my my estimate. Gloria says cute and beautiful. Thank you, Gloria. Yay! Sarah says just got my notification for the pop-up shop order was delivered today. Fantastic. Forget that mail is now delivered on the weekends, which is super helpful. All right, you guys. Well, I just wanted to pop in and do the tutorial for you real quick and easy and fun. Hopefully it's got your day off to a creative start. I know mine has. I've got quite a few projects that I want to get to, in fact, and start making more tutorials for you guys. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about it if they enjoy creating stuff or just need some morning entertainment. And again, you can find all of the items and materials in the video description. If you have any questions, you can email me orders@silversilkonline.com or hit me over on Facebook or YouTube and leave a comment. Make sure to tag my name. Otherwise, you can visit silversilkonline.com for all the goods and the pop-up shop, particularly where you could find these materials. You can also find me over on Instagram, where I post things not regularly, sadly, but I need to get back into it. But you can find a huge back catalog of gorgeous designs that I've made before, get some new ideas, and try them yourself. Inevitably, you'll find it over on YouTube as well for those tutorials. Again, big hug to you guys, and I'll just see you at the next tutorial. Mwah! Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.